beautiful day in North Carolina. The weather's in the 70s, springtime, the birds are tweaking, and it's ideal weather to get out and ride your e-bike. I'm going to be taking my e-bike out today, and I will explain to you how I ride my Polarna and how different the PAS modes react when it comes to acceleration and top speed when compared to most other e-bikes. The control is set up a little bit unique, I think, and may be desirable to the first-time e-bike riders because it is a very gradual acceleration when using just PAS modes alone without the aid of the throttle. But today I will show you how I ride and how I use the throttle to obtain the acceleration that I want out of this bike. I know when I first purchased it and rode it for the first few times, I was somewhat disappointed because my first e-bike was electric XP, and in PAS modes, its acceleration was so superior to this one that it was rather disappointing. Well, that was my initial thought until I realized to use this bike and to achieve the acceleration that I wanted, I would have to use the throttle in conjunction with my PAS modes. And it took a little bit of getting used to it, but now it's become intuitive and I have no problem riding this bike now, accelerating out like I like it, comparable to my electric XP. So I'm satisfied with it. It has plenty of top speed. It maxes out at about 28. And you can ride it all day long around 20, which is about the speed that I like to stay within. I usually ride between 18 and 20 miles an hour. So it works well at that speed range. If you watched any of my previous videos, you will know that I have an auxiliary battery on mine, and it's a 20 amp hour battery. And so my battery will last much longer than the stock 14 amp hour battery that came with this bike. And I run it in conjunction at my speed range between 18 and 20 miles an hour. I would obtain range of about 60 miles. I never run it to the full 60 miles because I don't like to run my battery down. I usually ride each day 15 miles, and on my third day, which is 45 miles, I will recharge at that point, having 25% battery charge still remaining. So my battery never falls below approximately 25%. I found out that once you get below 25%, you start having a lot of degrade in your performance and your speed. So I just don't like to let it fall down that low. On my ride today, I will be starting out with the battery level up around 75%. So it's not fully charged, but then again, it's on the higher end. So it's a good way to show the performance of the bike. So let's get on and go riding. Away. Okay. Well guys, it's another beautiful day in North Carolina. Temperature is a little bit on the brisk side. It's about a little over 60 degrees, but it's supposed to be by this weekend, in a couple of 3 days, well up into the 80s. We're climbing out of this cold period. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to try to go out and show you how I ride my Polarna and how I use the throttle as part of my everyday riding, and how the controller works in PAS modes, which is a lot different from most e-bikes. How you doing? I'll be traveling for about the next mile and a half through residential area. Trying a new camera bracket out today. I think it's gonna be fine. Went out on a 15-mile, well actually a 16-mile ride yesterday. So my battery level when I left the house just a minute ago was up close to 80%. I did some filming yesterday of this same ride, but I think I had too much clothing over my mic. My mic came out a little muted, so I tried it today with my microphone more exposed. See if I get rid of that muted sound that I had experienced yesterday. I'm filming this with two 360 cameras today. Got one behind me, which is my Insta360 1X, and the one here in front of me is my Insta360 1X2. and I've got my external mic system hooked up to my X2. And this is a progress in making, trying to figure out how to best hook up these microphones and cameras for videos such as this. Now I've got my bike set up with 9 PES levels, got the setting on 0-9. I've done several videos which one of them gets into the settings and it shows how to change your settings and your personal preferences. Okay, I'm getting ready to come up to a thoroughfare, so I'm going to boost my level up a little bit. Okay. Wind's not quite as tough today as it was yesterday. It had a pretty good pretty good wind, which is indicative of this time of the year. See if I can get through this thing. Okay, I'll slow it down a little bit. What I've got it in right now is cruise control. So I quit pedaling. You see it's in cruise control. This is my cadence. That's my heart rate. You can see my cadence went to 0 when I stopped pedaling. Now I'm going to boost it up to 6. Of course, it doesn't change anything until I start pedaling. Then that kicks in. There it goes, and I've got to stop. On my daily route, I only go through 2 intersections. That require 2 intersections that have traffic lights, and both of those intersections the bike will trip the light, so that's good. Hey, how you doing? Y'all doing a good job. Okay, all right, turn up here. Nothing coming. Okay, what I'll do is I'll start out here, and I'll start out in 1, and I'll do, once the speed drops in, I'll go to full throttle, which isn't much. Okay, that's full throttle right there in 1. Okay, now I'm going to pedal. Now I will pedal in 1. Okay, and what I'm doing now, as you can see, it's very little wattage being put out. This is the human power here. This is me pedaling with very little assistance in 1. Now I'm going to go to 2. Speed drop down. Accelerate out. So it looks like about maxed out there. A little over 9 miles an hour. Go back down. Now I'll pedal out. Okay. And then again, my human power's kicking in a little bit, so got a little more speed out of it. This is not bad for a workout, really. Keeps your speed down low. I like to get my cadence up to 75 to 85, somewhere in that range. Okay, now I'm going to slow back down, put it in 3, and now I'm taking off in 3. Okay, a little more giddy up. Feel acceleration starting to pick up on it, because I'm going up in my PES level. Throttle only. Okay, I think she's maxed out. A little above 12 miles an hour. All right, I'm going to back off of it. Get my speed down a little bit. Now I'm going to pedal out. we're starting to reach the point now where my human power is not creating much of a difference. As you can see, I'm about 12 and a half. So, next I'll slow down, put it in 4, speed drop down. Okay, now I kick it, full throttle, throttle only. Okay, it looks like I'm a little shy of 15. So I'm going to slow back down, put it in. Now I'll take off with PES. Okay, it just kicked in. Go up a gear. Okay, as you can tell along in here, that my PAS mode pedaling and my throttle only are very close to the same. Getting a little more speed out of it, but not much pedaling. I'm gonna tap the throttle and see if that helps any. Nope, I didn't feel it do anything really. Okay, I'm gonna slow down. Put it in 5. Okay, I'm going to take off. Throttle only. Okay. Okay, it looks like I'm a little over 17. Back off of it. Get it on down. Now I'm going to pedal out. In 5. And this is when you notice that things starting to change a little bit. I doubt if I can get it up to the 17 in PES pedal. Well, see, I'm pedaling a little bit harder than I'd want to get it up to the 17. Hit the throttle, and I felt the throttle kick in and push me a little bit. So at this point right here, turn around. At this point is when the throttle helps you maintain a faster speed in your PE. Now I'm on a full throttle, out at 6. Whatever it was getting up to about a little over 20. So let me see. Yeah, I was at 6. Okay, that's throttle only in 6. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow back down. And pedal out. Now this is really where you start telling the difference in your PES mode. I doubt seriously that I'm going to be able to pedal it up and get it to 20 miles an hour. We'll see, but I don't think I can. Notice the wattage. That's one indication on how much power the motor is producing. See, that's about all I feel comfortable with. So now let me kick in the throttle. Okay, there goes the throttle. And now they get me on up to that 20. Okay, up a little above 20. Now release throttle and pedal on along. Okay, so I'm gonna back down. We'll go up to 7. And so my top end in any of these high upper ranges, just PES mode only, is going to top out at about the same speed until I use the throttle to get me on up. So I'm going to throttle out, throttle only. Okay, it looks like I'm going to get a little over 23. Slow my speed back down. Got a little over 23. Now I'm going to pedal out. Just using the pedal only, not using throttle. In 7, you see how slow the acceleration is. And I'll probably top out about 16 or 17. When I get, well, I got a little over it. I'm going downhill slightly now. I'm leveling off. Okay, I was able to get it up a little bit higher. Got it a little better than 18. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to kick that throttle in and you're going to see my speed pick up. Okay, there goes my throttle. Okay, I'm going to back down. Go to 8. My speed down. Okay, now I'm going to go to full throttle. Full throttle at 8. See that wattage jump up then? Bumping up to 900 watts. Okay, that's throttle only. Now I'm going to turn around here, make a little loop, because I want to stay on this level ground. I'm coming up to a hill, so I want to go back the other way. Okay, I'm going to pedal on out. Whoop, let me slow it down. I'll pedal out in 8. Okay, now I'm going to start pedaling. And I got a little bit of a headwind. I'll turn around. Slow climbing, slow acceleration. Yeah, I think that's going to be about it. Now I'm going to hit my throttle. See how it picks right up? Okay. And I've got one more here. One more PS mode. And I'll turn around. Put it in 9. This is throttle only. am going slightly uphill. So this will affect the top speed. Starting to come to the crest of the hill, so it's going to start leveling off, so my speed should pick up a little bit. Okay, there it goes. Now I'm pretty level. Looks like it wants to get close to 26. Okay, I'm going to drop back. Now I'm going to pedal out. Okay. Pedaling out PS9. No throttle. Okay, this is going to be about as much as I can get. Now I'm going to hit the throttle. Okay. See that speed pick right up? I'm going a little downhill now, so that speed's going to really pick up. And I'm at the bottom, so leveling off. Now I'm starting to go uphill. Dropping a gear. It's a good example on how hills will have an effect on your speed. Okay, well, I think that's going to kind of end my demonstration of PAS modes, and I'm going to just show you a little of my general riding. I'm going to cut through here. Not many places that I have dropped down to 5. Residential areas, they usually run about 16 to 18 miles an hour, somewhere in that range. Get my gearing down, get my cadence up. Now I didn't quit pedaling, I'm still using my PAS. But what I did do, I use the throttle to accelerate out, and I'll show you up here again how I use that throttle. This is my normal riding. I'll come to an intersection like this, no traffic here, it's a dead end right to my right, but I'll give it throttle, drop it down a gear, and I'll pedal on out. Pull up a gear. And all of this becomes intuitive after you get used to doing it. So you don't have, it doesn't really take any thinking. It's kind of like driving a straight shift car. After you do it for a while, you get, it gets instinctive. And there we go, hit the accelerator, hit the throttle I mean. Well, the throttle is my accelerator. And release it. And I'm on the way. And right up here, I'm going to be getting on a dirt road. It's a little dirt road cut through. I'm going to drop my PES down to 3. And I'm going to take it pretty slow through here. Gearing down. Now I've got road tires on here which do not have deep grooves at all in the tread design. So I have to watch pine straw, especially around here in North Carolina. We have more pine trees than anything else. Especially on a paved road, that pine straw gets on, is in a curve going around a corner or something. You want to avoid it because it's like hitting ice with these tires. And I've even noticed with the knobbies that you get some, they slide a little bit too when you hit that pine straw. So it's not just these tires, but it's worse with these tires. I've been very fortunate. I had a ride online the other day that asked me about my tires and everything, and I told her with these Kendall Crays I have a combination of over 6,000 miles on them. I've got 4,000 on my electric, which I did wear out the rear tire in 4,000 right over here a little bit on the grass to clean my tires off. And then I've got 2,000 on these tires. And I found out that I wasn't running quite enough air in my rear tire. I was running 20, let me see, what was I was running 20, 15 front, 20 rear. And I didn't have quite enough in my rear tire because I got some little side wall wear on the tire. So I'm now running 25 in the rear, and I'm keeping my 15 in the front. Okay, I bumped this up. Oh, another thing, let me show you here. Let me see here. I've got cruise control in 4. Now, what I do sometimes is I go down like that and get the cruise control. No, excuse me, cruise control is in at 3. And it just kicked in PES to level 4. And what this gives you is, when you do it that way, you get your full PES control. In other words, you don't have to use the throttle to go to your high speeds in your PES when you do this, which makes it nice. Now, see, now I can go up, this is not a good place, I'm coming up to an intersection after I get through here. Okay. I'm going through kind of a residential, well, I'm going through a residential area right now, and it's going to be a lot of turning and stopping and going for next half a mile. Okay, coming to a stop, so use my rear brake, and then I use my front brake I use mainly my rear brake. I'll use my front brake to complement my rear brake when I'm coming to a stop. In other words, if I need it, squeeze it on in conjunction with my rear brake, but I use mainly my rear brake. And I had to change out my rear pads last week because I had run through them. So I got 2,000 miles out of my rear pads before I had to replace them. The front ones still have about half their life left, so I didn't replace them. And that's mainly because I don't use the front brake that much. I use mainly my rear brake. You can tell when I use my front brake because there's a little bitty buzzing sound. Sounds like a bug caught in a screen door. My rear brake, you don't hear anything. Okay, we'll go up and got a little short piece of road here that's out on a country road, so I'll speed up a little bit for a little short stretch till I get around and get across this creek. Okay, fall coming. Yeah, it's a 45-mile-an-hour road, but a lot of people don't realize that, I don't think. Well, they don't care. Yeah, just on the other side of this creek, I'll be making a left turn. Okay, drop it down to 5. Hit that throttle, and away I go. I'm going to drop it down to 3. Hit full throttle on 3. And I'll let the cruise control kick in. Okay, that's cruise control's in. Supposed to wait 9 seconds before you release the throttle for the cruise control to kick in. Okay, you see my speed. Now I'm going to go up to 4, and I'm going to start pedaling. And what this does, your PES will kick in, and my speed will pick up. And it'll go all the way to the maximum for the 4. Now I'm going to hit it again to 5. And it'll go on up to the maximum of 5. And what this does is when I quit pedaling, it'll fall back down. Okay, I quit pedaling. See my cadence drop in a second. There it goes, 0. It'll go all the way back down to that 3. And it's in that 3. Now I don't have to touch my PES or anything else along in here. So this is if you don't want to be shifting back and forth. So now I start pedaling out, and it'll kick on up to 6. Or 5, excuse me, I'm in 5. So it kicks on up to 5. Now I hit my brakes. I've kicked it out of cruise control. Okay, I'm going to kick it back down to 3. Hold it for 9 seconds. Okay, now 3 has kicked in. So what I do now, I'm going to move it on up. I'm going to move it up to 4. Go up to 4, start pedaling. Okay, that kicked in. PES kicked in. And take me on up to 4. I'm going to hit it again. Take me on up to 5. Hit it again. Take me on up to 6. Hit it again. Take me on up to 7. Hit it again. Take me on up to 8. Now I am going uphill a little bit, so my speed won't be what they have been. And I hit 9, and it'll take me up to 9. Now if I just release everything, it'll take me all the way back down to my cruise control. There it is. See the wattage go up, that shows you that the cruise control is still engaged. But I'm in 9, so when I start pedaling, I run out of road. So, okay. Ran out of road. Okay. I think I'll stop up here. Well guys, this concludes my video for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope that y'all got some benefit from washing, especially if you're a Polarna owner. And if you did not, I hope that you enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all watching. So until next time, y'all be safe, and thanks for watching.